Fantastic stuff, absolutely fantastic stuff. Blackburn Rovers picking up a big fat 1-0 win under the Jon Thomason era. Brand new start for Rovers. And we get off to a flyer, and what a flyer indeed. Lewis Travis with the goal of the season. And I know that people are going to say, no, but this one is an absolute cracker. If you've not seen my Twitter, check it all out. The goal is on there for all your glory. It's a game that was... it was very even, I'll give you that. Of course, new era for Blackburn Rovers, new era for QPR. But at the end, Rovers, Jon Thomason, the Danish bacon sensation, of course, getting themselves the 3 points. And a monstrous hoodoo off the shoulders as well. For years, Rovers have been the team that doesn't win on opening day. But for back-to-back seasons now, of course, last year under Mowbray, this year under Jon Thomason, we get off to a fantastic start with a clean sheet to boot. That's going to give the confidence for the players. It's going to give the confidence for those watching on the sidelines, whether it's the fans, whether it's potential new recruits, whether it is Callum Stiles, Josh Bowler, Sammy Simidic, whoever's watching on the sidelines today. We come off to an absolute flyer and a goal and a half. It's a banger from distance, of course, from Lewis Travis. I haven't got all the stats with me, but I think QPR were a little bit hard done by in the first half. They did have a shot that, which of course hit the crossbar, which could have given them the lead under Michael Beale and of course his fish and chip boys. That's right, Ian Beale's fish and chips boys. But of course they're going to go home battered. I wouldn't say battered, it's a bit harsh. But Rovers will be happy with the start to the new era. Hang on a minute, we're going through the woods. Is it all clear? At the Baseball Diamond, we are live, of course, in the middle of central Pennsylvania. Make sure you subscribe, of course, if you're new to the channel. Later on, we'll have, of course, an in-depth review with stats, of course, here from the Twitter sphere, see what they have to say about the start. But for me, Rovers were good. Definitely areas of concern, though. I think going forward... So squirrel over there, give me the heebie-jeebies. The likes of Gallagher were a little bit definitely Diaz looked a little rusty at times, but he did have 2 or 3 opportunities, and one of them was actually in the back of the net, but ruled out for offside. So there is definitely stuff to work with there with Jon Thomason moving forward, and I think he will go away smiling. And of course, next season is a free hit against Swansea, a team that's expected to do well under Russell Martin. Of course, I think they drew today on the road to Rotherham. So for Rovers, I think it's a good start. Let's get the next couple of days out of the way. And maybe we'll have a couple of new additions, such as Sammy Simidic, of course, potentially joining. If the confident folks on the BRFCS forum are to be considered, maybe Josh Bowler will be joining them as well. And if they are to arrive, then I think... our attacking situation will look much brighter moving forward. The concern, though, is as we do edge closer to another game next week against Swansea, is what is the future for Bradley Dack in this high-tempo, high-pressing game of Blackburn Rovers? He was on the bench today, didn't even get a look in, didn't even get 5 minutes of action. Of course, Dolan did come on and cause some problems. There was a couple of chances that he created from himself, but Rovers look different, look revitalised, look refreshed, and looked a little different, of course, from the years gone by. So, despite our relationship with Bradley Dack, there always comes a time and a place and a point in everyone's career that they've got to move on. I've just done a big transition myself in my own personal life from one job to another, and I've been at that job for 4 or 5 years, or maybe even longer than that. So maybe the stars are aligning for Bradley Dack to maybe he might have to move on. I don't want him to move on because he is my favourite player at the moment of the current crop of boys. Great character, great leader. But has he impressed Jon Thomason to remain? That's, of course, the question, because Sammy Simidic is a player of a Bradley Dack sort of mould. You know, he plays in that hole. He might be a bit more high tempo. He might suit the style a little bit more than Dack. But we'll have to wait and see. Regardless of that, though, Bowler, Stiles, and Sammy Simidic all play today for the respective clubs. So I don't know what the future is for those players. Of course, if they picked up injuries, that would have flagged some concern. But let's talk about today's game against QPR. Great response, great start to the season, great moving forward as well. And I'm optimistic now, a little bit more optimistic. Again, I did put us around about 12. We'll stick with that because Polar Sins is in the house, of course, the graphical genius that he is. Did great stuff for the watch along. Appreciate him, of course, and appreciate the guys that did come by to watch the show. And a very, very good show it was. Good day. It's a long day for me, of course. I got up at 4-5 o'clock this morning to do the show, prep the show, and I appreciate all the new guys who subscribed today for this, for the coverage. And we'll be there next week again. Looking forward to the next game. Make sure you smash your subscribe on this one. Takeaways. The takeaways for me on this game. Buckley was fantastic, creative vision. Travis was, of course, wore that captain's armband with pride. Great way to make your debut as captain, full-time captain, should I say, with an absolute rocket. Rocket from the Bradley Johnson era of Thunder Bastards. That bad boy will go down in record books as one of the goals forever. I'll use it as an advent calendar goal this year when I make a Blackburn Rovers advent calendar of goals. That one was an absolute zinger. If you haven't seen it, check it all out. It's on my Twitter. It is there for the time being. I don't know how long it will last. So make sure you check that one out. Who else was a standout for me at the back? Ayala looked like a boss man. It looked like a man revitalised. If we can keep him healthy, if we keep him away from the physio room, away from the doctors, then we've got ourselves a juggernaut of a defender. Him and Wharton at the back look composed. Yes, QPR did have some opportunities as well to cause some problems. David Sheridan says, brilliant goal, decent performance, 3 points, clean sheet, but we need to be better to have a great season. We do need to be better. I thought Gallagher was woeful. Diaz looked rusty, looked out of shape, maybe has his eye on something else right now, but he did create 2 or 3 good chances for himself. What else have I written down on my notes here? Not really much, to be honest with you. It just says make sure you don't forget the milk. That's what it says. But Rovers will go away from this 3 points the better off, start the season with a win, which is 3 points better off than Huddersfield. It's 3 points better off than QPR, and of course it's 3 points closer to our end of season goal. Great start for matey boy Yundal Thomason. But I do expect some crazy transfer news in the first 2 or 3 days of next week. I've got nothing concrete. This is just my gut feeling. The likes of the Malmo fellas who are now available because their Champions League adventures come to a close, and also a couple of domestic-based players, which will make things a lot easier and that kind of things. But anyway, folks, I'm going to get out of here because I've got to go get some lunch. I'm starving. I've been up since early doors. But we will have a review later on with, of course, words from Yundal Thomason, match reactions, that kind of stuff, match sort of player ratings, all that kind of good stuff to come on this channel. So make sure you subscribe, smash the little bell. I'm live in the middle of central Pennsylvania. It is outdoors. I'm starving, Marvin, and I'm going to let you get out of here. But I do appreciate it, of course. Subscribe if you're new. Thumbs up as well. Rovers, look at that right there, bad boys. I've got my, can you see that? You can't see. I'm going to go. I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate it. Until then, we're done.